Hello, dear students. Let's see some practice questions on control structures. Now, here is the first question in which there is a nested for loop given. Just check that. There is a for, inside the body of this for, there is another for. And the question asked is what will be the output? Now, this nested for can be conveniently read as follows. When the first for begins, the value of x is going to be 0. That's the initialization. And when x is 0, the inner for loop actually varies y from 0 up to x. Just observe. But then x is 0. So y is going to count from 0 to 0. That means when x is 0, y will be 0 to 0. That means the inner loop y will repeat exactly once. Okay? Now have a look at the outer loop again. The outer loop says x should increase by 1 every time. So x will become 1. Fine. Now what happens when x becomes 1 is the inner loop will again count y from 0 up to x. But x is 1 this time. As x is 1, y will count as 0, then 1. So when x is 1, y is 0 and 1. So inner loop will repeat 2 times. That is, the loop for y will repeat 2 times when the value of x is 1. So what happens when the value of x becomes 2? The outer for loop has x equal to 2. When x is 2, y will count from 0 to x. So y will be 0, then 1, then 2. Isn't it so? So what will happen when x becomes 3? Y will count as 0, 1, 2, 3. And similarly, when x is 4, y will count from 0 to 4, and when x is 5, y will count from 0 to 5. I hope you are understanding. So we were just checking about what are the values of x and the for loops. And now there is a statement written inside the inner for loop. You watch, the inner for loop is supposed to repeat only one line which prints x plus y percent 2. That is remainder we are printing. And when this for loop ends, when the inner for loop will end, only then new line, printf new line will be done, and we will go back to the outer loop. So let's write again the values of x and y. Okay, x is 0, y is 0 to 0. And what are we printing? We are printing x plus y. Check here. That is 0 plus 0, 0 plus 0 percent 2. And you all know 0% 2 is 0. So the first output is going to be 0. I hope you are understanding. So the first output is 0. But listen, this inner for loop is going to end now because it has counted from 0 to 0. It was going to repeat only once. And now this new line, this printf new line, will take the cursor to the second line and we will go back to the for. Now what will happen when x is 1 next time? In the for, the inner loop y will count as 0 and 1 because y goes from 0 to x. And for each of this x and y, we are printing x plus y percent 2. Here again, x plus y percent 2. Now this is 1% 2 and 1% 2 is 1. So 1 will get printed. And this is 1 plus 1% 2, which is 2% 2. 2% 2 is 0. 0. So 0 will get printed. Just check that. This work of printing 1 and 0 is done by the inner for loop, because inner for loop varies y from 0 to x, and for each value it prints x plus y percent 2. Okay, let me clean a few things. So what happens during next repetition now? Remember, x was 1, but now x will become 2. When x is 2, y will be 0, 1, 2. And for each of this combination, we are printing x plus y percent 2. So this is 2 plus 0 percent 2. This is 2 plus 1 percent 2. And this is 2 plus 2 percent 2. Now already we have got the outputs earlier. The first output we got was 0. Next line we got 1 0, recall. And now we are going to get 2 plus 0 percent 2. That is 2 percent 2, which is again 0. 2 plus 1 percent 2, which is 3 percent 2, which is 1. 3 percent 2 is 1, isn't it? And 2 plus 2 percent 2, which is 4 percent 2, which is 0. That gives us an enough idea that the next lines are going to be 1 0 1 0, and the next line is going to be 0 1 0 1 0, isn't it? This is when x is 0, this is when x is 1, x is 2, x is 3, x is 4, and when x becomes 5, the output will be 1 0 1 0 1 and 0. This is the output due to this. Let's see one more code given here. You should be very fast in reading the nested for loop. And first of all, you should be able to know what are the values of x and y in each repetition. Just read x will be 1 first time, isn't it? X is going to be 1. When x is 1, y counts from x, that is 1. Y will become 1 and go up to 5. That means when x is 1, y will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct? And then next time when this outer loop repeats, x is going to be 2 due to this x plus plus. When x is 2, the inner loop here, the inner for loop will start y with x. But listen, x is 2 now. So y will begin with 2 and go up to 5. So y will be 2, 3, 4, 5. Just check. Now next time the outer for is going to make x equal to 3. But when x is 3, the inner for will start y with 3 because x is 3 and go up to 5. So y will be 3, 4, 5. Next time x will become 4. So y will be 4, 5. And last time x will become 5. Notice if x becomes 5, y will begin with 5 and go up to 5. And what are we doing? We are just printing the values of y. We are just printing this y. That means the outputs are going to be 1 to 5, correct, on the first line, then 2 to 5 on the second line, then 3 to 5 on the third line, then 4 to 5 on the fourth line, and last line will contain 5. So the output will be 1 2 3 4 5, then 2 3 4 5, then 3 4 5, 4 5, and finally 5. Okay, let's see one more question. Now have a habit of reading the for loop. Okay, now here the for says that x will be 1, next time 2, next time 3, last time 5. And the inner for says that y will always begin with 5 and go up to x in decreasing order. You see, y minus minus is written. So if you put x as 1 first time, what will be y beginning with? Y will begin with 5. And y will become 4, 3, 2, 1. Observe, due to y minus minus, y will decrease and go up to x. X is 1. So y clearly goes from 5 to 1. And what happens next time? Next time when the loop repeats, x becomes 2. So when x is 2 second time in the outer for loop, x is 2, you see inner for loop says I will count from 5, okay, y is 5, and then I'll decrease y, okay, 4, again decrease y, okay, 3, again decrease it, okay, 2, but then I'll stop because the inner loop says that I will keep decreasing y till y reaches x, and x this time is 2. So clearly the inner loop has counted as 5 4 3 2. That gives us a hint that next time when x is going to be 3, y will always begin with 5. Come on, here the initialization has been written as y equal to 5 and it will go up to x, correct? Then when x becomes 4, y will become 5 4, and finally when x becomes 5, y will be 5 to 5. Observe. And what are we doing is we are simply printing values of y. So first line will print 5 4 3 2 1, Second line will print 5432. Third line is 543. Next line is 54. And last line is 5. So the output over here is going to be 54321. Okay, 5432, 543, 54 and 5. Just observe this. Okay, let's see the next question. Quite big in or lengthier question. I'll just decrease the font. Okay, this is better. We can see, I think, the entire question in one go. Okay, here two variables are given, x and y. I'll just note down x and y is 2. It's given y is 2. Now the loop starts with x equal to 1. Okay, x is 1. And it goes up to 20. Oh my god. But listen, x is increasing by 2 every time. This is x plus equal to 2, which means x will increase by 2. So luckily we don't have 20 repetitions, but we just have 10 repetitions, isn't it? Because x will be 1, next time it will be 3, next time it will be 5, and so on. Okay. So loop starts with x equal to 1 and we are checking is x percent 2 equal to 0. Now observe 1% 2 equal to 0 is false because 1% 2 is 1. So we land in else because this if is false. We now check is 1% 3 because x is still 1. 1% 3 is it 0? That's also false. 1% 3 is 1. So we land in else and in this else there is no if. So we are simply making x equal to y into 6. So this value of x, which was 1, is now going to change and it will become y into 6. Listen, y is 2. So this is going to become 12. X has suddenly become 12, you observe. Listen, x is 12 and y is 2 now. Okay. Then we are printing x and y. So the first output is going to be 12, that is value of x, and value of y is 2. Well, after that we are increasing y by 1. So y which was 2 is now 3. Okay, I'll just clean up a few things. This always happens when I am dry running my code on paper. I usually have a habit of underlining a few things. Okay. Now what? Let's go back to the for. And here we go, isn't it? To the change. And x should increase by 2. Be careful. Don't say x was 1 last time, so I will make x as 3. No, no, no. New value of x is 12. You observe very well. So this x is x plus 2 means x should become x plus 2 means 12 plus 2, isn't it? Because now the value of x is 12. So the new value of x is 14. I hope you are understanding. Let's make x equal to 14 and run this. We are checking is 14% 2 equal to 0. It is. 2 7 the 14, remainder is 0. Then this line will run. So x will become y multiplied by 2. Now y is 3. Check that y is 3. So x will become y into 2, which is 6. Okay. And you all know that this else will not run. Because one of the if was true and this is nested if. So this else will not run. And then we are printing x and y. Listen, x is now 6 and y is 3. After that, we are increasing y by 1. So y which was 3 has now become 4. Okay. Let's go back to the for and let's see what will be the next point executed here. Now when you go back to the for, we have to now repeat this. X is x plus 2, isn't it? But x is already 6. So now the new value of x will be 8. I hope you are understanding. X is 6. So the new value will be 8. Okay, I'll overwrite this table also. 6 and 4 are the values so that we get some room. 6 and 4 are current values. Okay. And x is becoming x plus 2. So x becomes 8. Now let's take x as 8 and run this. So is 8% 2 equal to 0? Yes, it is. So we are making x equal to y into 2. But that's 8. Y into 2. 4 into 2. So x remains 8 and this else is not executed. Nested if, isn't it? And then we are printing x and y. X and y printed will be 8 and 4 because that are the current values of x and y. Then y increases, so y which was 4 will become 5. Oh, it's a big question. I didn't anticipate it. Sorry for making such a question, but still, we have that fun of running the code on paper. Okay. Now let's get back and make x as x plus 2. So x will become 10. And let's run this for x equal to 10. Is 10% to equal to 0? Yes. So x will become y into 2. So x will become 5 into 2, which is 10. So it remains 10 and this else doesn't run. And the next output is 10 followed by 5. X and y are printed. So 10 and 5. But then y plus plus here will make y as 6. Okay. God knows when is this going to end. Please excuse me for this. Okay. Or else I can leave it to you. Now you run the remaining code and tell me what's the next output. Okay. But let me do it. So now, new value of x is 10. Here we go. During next repetition, so x becomes 12. Now 12% 2 is still 0. Then x becomes y into 2. But y is already 6. So x will remain 12. I hope now we get enough idea about this, isn't it? See, x will remain 12 because 6 into 2. 6 into 2 is 12. And then this else will not run. So the next output is going to be x and y, which is 12 and 6. And then y plus plus will make y as 7. Now, needless to say, when the loop repeats next time, x equal to x plus 2 will make x as 14. And then x will stay 14. You notice because this if portion is going to become true. So the next output is going to be 14, 7. Isn't it? And then y will become 8 due to y plus plus. 14, 7. Okay. And when the loop again repeats, 14 and 8 are the current values. I hope you are not switched off the video. 14 and 8 are the current values. And then x will be x plus 2. So it will become 16. And then again x% 2 is 0. So x will become y into 2, which is 16. So next output after 14, 7 is going to be 16, 8. Obviously, you just check the next output is going to be 18, 9. And the next output is going to be 20, 10. 2010. Okay, 2010. And when x becomes 20, let's observe what happens when x becomes 20. I'll write the current values here. Notice x is now 20 and y is 10. Now 20 less than or equal to 20 is still true. So we go inside the loop, correct? We go inside the loop and this condition happens to be true. So x was 20 and it is becoming y into 2, so it will remain 20. No, that's not the way. See, just now we have printed 2010, isn't it? Listen very carefully. Just now we have printed 2010. After printing 20 followed by 10, this x is x plus 2 is going to execute. So x is going to be 22. And y was increased, so y will become 11. So this loop will break because 22 less than or equal to 20 is false. So the last output is going to be 2010. So that was how we have traced this question. Oh, but very big, very lengthy question. So one more question is there. But let's see this question first. Just check. Here we are given two variables, x, which is 5, and y is also 5. Now check this while. It is checking is x minus minus greater than 0. Now please try to understand this minus minus is the postfix. So actually what while will do, while will check is x greater than 0. Please try to understand. And after checking is x greater than 0, x will be reduced by 1. See, this is postfix, isn't it? So we are saying while you check whether x is greater than 0. And whatever is the outcome of that condition, whatever, whether it is true or false, but x should be decreased by 1 after checking the condition. So if you have managed to understand that, let's see how this runs. Okay. So first of all, you just replace the values. Is x, that is phi, greater than 0? Yes. True condition. Okay. So the while will run. But wait. Phi is greater than 0. X is right now phi, but there is minus minus here. So now x will become 4. But when the condition was checked, the value of x used was phi. And after the condition was checked, x was reduced. So x has already become 4. Now this printf is printing x. So the first output is going to be 4. Agreed? And y minus minus. Now listen again. This y minus minus is postfix. So printf says I will print the value of y, which is phi. Currently value of y is phi. And after printing the value of y will decrease by 1. That minus minus, the postfix. So y is also 4 now. But value of y was printed, earlier value of y was printed, which was phi, and after printing y got decreased. Okay. Now the new values of x and y are 4 respectively, 4, 4. Check this while again. X is 4. So we are asking, is 4 greater than 0, which is true. So the while will execute. But after checking this condition, x will reduce. X minus minus will be done. And now it is printing x. So the first output is 3. And then it is printing y. Check this. It is printing y. Y is 4. But after printing y will decrease due to y minus minus. Y will become 3. Enough, I hope you have understood. Enough of it you have understood. So, what happens next? 3 is greater than 0. X is 3. So the loop runs, but x minus minus will make x as 2. So the output now is going to be 2. X is 2. And y will be printed, isn't it? And y is 3. Now, y minus minus will make y as 2. Again, go back to while. X is now 2. 2 is greater than 0. True condition. But due to minus minus over here, x becomes 1. And then when we go inside the loop, we are printing the next output. Next output is 1 followed by y. Y is 2. But due to this minus minus here, y becomes 1. Y is 1, isn't it? Okay, the new values are 1, 1, both respectively. So now when you go back to the loop, 1 is greater than 0, true condition. So go inside the loop, but x is reduced, x becomes 0. Wait, but we have gone inside the loop. Hello, loop won't break yet because 1 was compared with 0 and after 1 got compared with 0, x got decreased to 0. Now the output will be 0 and then y, but y is 1. And after printing y is going to become 0. Now during the next repetition, x is 0, but is 0 greater than 0 is false. So this loop will break. So this is the output due to the while loop given in the question. I hope you have understood. Similarly, there is one more question where there is a while. Check that there is a while followed by a switch. Followed by a switch. Now this while that is written exactly same as while written above, isn't it? So we know that the final values of x and y, we are not talking about output now. See, when the loop stopped, what was the value of x? Value of x was 0, but further it was decreased by 1. So x has already become minus 1. Observe this. And y is still 0. Just check when this loop stops, when this while loop stops, x has become minus 1, x has become minus 1, and y has become 0. Now there is a switch which says what is minus 1 plus 0? Switch x plus y. And none of the cases are true, but default runs because minus 1 case is not there. So it is going to print x plus y which is -1. So the entire output due to this while and due to this switch is going to be, what was the first output? Let's check. 4 5. So the same output for this while, 4 5, correct? Then I think 3 4, then it was 2 3, then 1 2, then 0 1. And the last output is going to be x plus y. But listen, x has already become -1 and y is 0. So this will be -1. This will be the overall output. Just check yourselves how x has become -1. Conveniently run the loop for the last time also. When x becomes 0, here at the bottom I am marking, when x becomes 0, when it goes back to this while, it checks is 0 greater than 0, which is false. Agreed. But whatever it is, the condition is true or false, this minus minus will be done. So x will be reduced further and x will become -1. That's how we got x as -1 and y is 0. But none of the cases were true, so default executed, printing -1. So that are a few programs on control structure. Just as a practice, I thought that we could discuss a few questions. Thank you very much.